or code enforcement had a very active beginning of the month, and as you're aware, he had an unfortunate accident, but there was some good news that he should be able to return to duty within either this week or next week. So that kind of worked out favorably after getting some unexpected accident news. So he, of the in the month of July, he did, or sorry, in the month of August, he did 55 case entries that he either made notes or created new cases for. And then for the month, it looks like he spread it out pretty well this month with over 10 different code violations that he opened new. And then I ran a report just for the year to date, which is page 33 of the PDF document, and that lays out everything he's done into 2025. So it's a pretty good focus. We've been across the board, and I think with our new system using this database, it's allowing us to compile a lot more information and put all the facts of each case all in one spot. So we're enjoying using it. That's all I have for code report.
And would you say that the new reporting system is making it easier for Deputy Trump to manage?
I think he enjoys it. We can ask him at the next meeting, but from what I've heard in his feedback, he enjoys how we're all have access to it and how we can share information across it.
Good, good. All right. Council, any questions or comments for City Manager Reefer concerning the code enforcement and police reports?
I have just one general question. So DOT without restriping the intersections, right? The DOT without restriping the intersection today, so was it a particular purpose, or was it just a repeat?
So I was made aware by Tom Washburn with the county. He does the traffic division, that they were going to go out and do the modifications. So they did something out there. From what I saw today, it didn't look like exactly what they planned they were going to do, and I'm not sure if that's the final product, but I need to do a little more research on what they did and ask them about it. And it should have been the county staff, I believe, was doing the work.
That's what I saw. There were 4 or 5 county trucks there.
Okay.
Council Member Harper, did you drive through it on the way here this evening?
I did not.
Okay. Did anyone else?
I did.
You did. And what did you think?
I thought they were just describing what was there and was disappointed to see it. So
Did you come from the north driving into Miller Beach?
I went both directions in the morning. They had barricades met up. When I came through later, it said they were just restriping. And then they asked me to detour north and come back.
Okay. All right. I'll go on public record to say I'm very disappointed in the configuration. I think that they've created more of a hazard than they've taken a problem and made it more problematic. But that's my opinion, and we'll see how it washes out.
Hey Dave, I didn't pay attention to the striping. I really wasn't. I was more intrigued with the fact that they're cleaning out the storm sewer this morning. They had the roads blocked up. They did a horrible job with traffic control. They still allowed both lanes to make the left coming south off of Gulf Boulevard onto Causeway. And then when the 2 cars got there, they couldn't go anywhere because they blocked off the road after, they should have blocked it back there. So there were some complications with that. But I was happy to see they were cleaning that storm sewer because they clearly needed it. So, but I had no comment on it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Any other questions or comments for the city manager on this topic? All right. Now we're on to item 3, which is presentation from Chief Ken Grimes. He is not here this evening either, so we will just move right along. All right. We are on to the city attorney report. Everyone meet Zoe Rawls.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, I'm Zoe Rawls. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Tom Trask tonight. He sends his regrets, but thank you all for having me, and I do not have anything to report on his behalf.
All right. Any questions or comments for City Attorney Zoe Rawls? No? All right. Now we're on to the City Manager report. Mr. Briefler, take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. So I updated where we're at on the hurricane recovery as far as the SD determinations. We are down to 4 code violation notices that I'm waiting on. I have one that went to United Kingdom, which I need to see where it's at exactly. It takes quite a bit of time to get over there. One was delivered, and I'm waiting for the time I granted to expire. And then we heard back from one of them that was returned to sender that we also posted on the door that the owner has some kind of medical condition going on, and he plans to do a repair permit. He believes it'll take place within a month. So we're getting through these. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the other one that was returned to sender. I'll probably do some more internet search to see if I can find some other contact related to the address. And then the plan after that is going to be to circle around on some of the, I got 6 that said they were planning to do their repair permits. I still have not heard, so I'm going to have to go to a code violation notice on those just to kind of get things moving forward. Penny for Pinellas, as we mentioned previously, they extended it 1 more year for our reimbursement. We met with Duke. It was the week before last. We did not get a start date. Where Underground and Consultants left it. They believe that they're going to do their phase 2 conduit work after October 1. And the hope is that Duke starts on phase 1 this year. And that's where we left it. So our next meeting will probably be, that'll be next Wednesday. And we'll try to get the answers on when we're going to start. And as far as the valves, we've made some progress. I was working with the harbor contracting crew last week and the prior week, and we do have the valves installed at 9th Street, 12th Street, and 13th Street. We did some work at 4th Street, could not get the plastic completely out of the pipe, level of the water, so we're going to make another attempt at that one. Next week, when we get some lower tides, we're looking at about -0.2, our low next week, so it may be enough to get in there. We're going to make an attempt. And then the ones that we installed originally on 9th, 12th, and 13th, 12th and 9th, we witnessed that there was still some infiltration of the water getting past the valve. I have found some materials that, some hydraulic cement that will actually set underneath the water, and I did some more patching, and I believe I made improvements on both those streets. But we did some measurements last week. This week, last week we had about 2.5 high tides, and this week we're going to be up over 3. So it'll be very visible if there is backflow, so it'll be a good test. So I'll be doing the measurements and then hopefully providing more seal so that the backflow is further prevented. And then we'll wait for a really good -0.8, -0.9 tide. Usually comes in the winter period where we can really get those outfalls exposed with the hydraulic cement all the way around. And then we have a meeting tomorrow at 10 to discuss what needs to be done at 18th Street. That was part of the project that we knew there was some sort of offset obstruction at the outfall, preventing a valve from being able to go in. So we are meeting with the contractor for them to present what they propose to repair that section of pipe and install that valve for us. Then that leaves us with waiting for that final valve that is being shipped for the swale, and that is still expected the first week of November. And thankfully, we have some low tides that first week of November, so it kind of times out correctly to get that in. We did not have a meeting for planning and zoning in the month of August, but we do have the members reconvening on September 23rd at 10, and hopefully we'll be able to get through the rest of our review of our code chapters to make recommendations to City Council. And 9th Street Pump Station, we extended that bid. It is due currently this Friday at 2. We had some more questions come in yesterday and today about electrical, and we feel they're important, so I'm planning on doing another addendum and extending the date until Wednesday next week, just to provide enough time to get those questions answered. We have interesting contractors that I just don't want to deter everyone from submitting a responsible bid. And then we're planning, the date we've selected with Park and Recreation Board is going to be October 25th for the 75th celebration event. And right now we're planning, food, drinks, and DJ, and also designing some T-shirts for remembrance. And we're in the process of getting those ordered for the event. So we're meeting monthly to plan that, and we're looking forward to having a nice little party on the 25th, which is Saturday. And our hours right now are 5 to 8 p.m. for the event. And then lastly, discussed in our work session, we are going to have an open public discussion about the possibility of a temporary fire station in Bel Air Beach. And we're going to invite all Bel Air Beach residents who are interested in this and the Pinellas Sun Coast Fire Rescue District and the city officials here.
All right, thank you very much. Let me ask you a question about that right quick, and then I'll go to the council. Did I see an email come out today or yesterday from Chief Grimes that they're having another meeting to inform about?
It wasn't about specifically anything to do with the temporary fire station.
Okay.
It was I think it was a summit of the cities that they serve with the Pinellas Sun Coast, just kind of communication. And they were going to make it a public meeting, and they wanted us, to post it on our website and encourage, as many officials to attend because it will be a public meeting. So if something's discussed, it will be recorded.
All right. Thank you. Council, any questions or comments for City Manager Reefer? Yes, Mr. Parker.
Kyle, just a quick clarification on the hurricane recovery section. The numbers of the permit ST are at 34, which is significantly down. So the original numbers were in the high 40s. So have those applications been withdrawn? Have they been reevaluated, or what happened to the other 16?
Most of them have been reevaluated for repair, and I expect at least maybe one more of the ones I haven't heard from, or two more that I heard back from the one with the health issue. And then the 6 that said planning to reevaluate to be repair permits. Now, I think that the other ones that were either demoed, obviously, they're doing rebuilds. The ones that were substantially damaged wanted to stay that way and apply to Elevate Florida. I think their intention is to still elevate, but some of them are kind of hanging in there, seeing where that money goes. So I haven't really got full determination of what I expect.
I was actually pleased to see that the number had dropped significantly, so that's why I asked the questions. It's good news for CU.
I have one comment.
Yes.
You mentioned Elevate Florida. Do you have a sense for what were the criteria they used? Do you have a sense for what criteria Elevate Florida used to make their grants?
I have a lot of information through my email that's been provided back and forth communication. I haven't fully understood myself where they're at and how they've done it so far, but I can try to provide as much information as provided to me to show that if you have any more inquiries, then we can try to find out.
That would be helpful in the next meeting, because we know that there were many, many applications and very few grants, and I assume they just ran out of money, but how did they determine how it was going to be allocated would be good to know.
Any council comments tonight, we'll find out some more information.
Stay tuned. All right, honors.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a summary of, so you're saying for a stormwater improvement project, we've got all the check valves installed except for 4th and 18th, or we have a backflow event or such as what we're doing on here. So in summary,
Okay. And 4th, we still have
so
some
4th and 18th are the only two that now are open. All others, in theory, we have our solution for, I guess, intercoastal water coming out. It's not the rainwater, but we have it all returned to normal again. So now we should be expecting to watch how well they perform.
Right. So I want to get some more measurements on 9th and see if it moves at all. Then make another attempt to see if I can prevent more backflow. When I feel like we got to a point that we're stopping most of it or all of it, I probably would the camera one more time just to kind of watch and see if we can
Okay.
just ensure that they're working.
So you're not quite ready to declare victory except for 4th and 18th. kind of know.
I'm over the 50% where I feel like it's making impact and holding
Okay.
water back to at least prevent some of that nuisance flooding, but there's still improvements. I want to get it all the way.
Okay.
But the bottom line, 7th and 8th, is still going to flow poorly.
7, it's the same system. We've determined it needs repairs on the A Street pipes. I purchased a better quality plug to use on the A Street outfall, and we plugged that today. So since this one is built, I feel like it's going to hold that water back, and we'll have a true understanding of how much water it is getting into the A Street pipes if we cut off the outfall.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, even if you plug it 100%, the outflow at 7th and 8th is still going to be the same regardless, because it's too low.
You're still going to run the same issue, though you might have a little more head pressure because we cut off A Street outfall. What I want to do during the repair process, the hope is that the plug gets us to a point where we've alleviated the flooding that the residents are dealing with on a daily basis.
I mean,
And when you cut off the 8th Street flow, where's that now going?
That's going to go to 7th. So it'll get a little more pressure on that valve. But when we're repairing, I still want Gemini to plug their system, like the numbers of the system into their models and try to figure out where the best position for a valve, given the way the system is designed right now.
So if you lifted the outflow at 7th, that would give 7th and 8th less resistance. Right?
Yeah, but I want them to, they got to calculate how much decrease in elevation and how much pressure that's going to produce in those numbers.
right now, I guess the question is, we're talking about preventing seawater from entering the street on sunny day flooding. In theory, we should have no sunny day flooding on 7th and 8th, presuming the flooding doesn't just, go over the road.
Right, so if the plug is working and what we, like the 7th Street valve is working, we verified it with the camera, and it's minimal, there's infiltration on the other sections of the A Street pipe, but it's groundwater, so it can't be a large amount.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
So the idea is that we want to get to a point that it at least is preventing the backflow and not daily flooding the streets, and then we can, work on the repairs and see if there's a way we can improve it while doing so.
All these repairs were about backflow prevention, and I feel like you've accomplished that pending your final measurements, except for 4th and 18th.
Right.
That's not good.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments for city manager? No? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Reefer. Thank you for that detailed report on all of our plumbing. Now we're on to item number 6, which is the city clerk report. Hey, Kathy, you're up.
I have my report included in the packet. We did have interviews for the administrative assistant, and we have hired someone to begin September 15th, so we're looking forward to that. And the rest is pretty much just monthly regular work.
All right, any questions or comments for the city clerk? Nope. All right, thank you very much, Kathy. Appreciate it. All right, now let's go to citizen comments. If any citizen would like to address the council, here we are. Just raise your hand, wait to be called on. All right, I don't see any on Zoom. I see nothing going on out in the field there. In that case, citizen comments are now closed. All right, city manager follow-up. Since there were no no citizen comments, I would assume you have nothing else to say. All right, now we are on to the consent agenda, items 9 and 10. This is for approval of the August 4th, 2025 City Council meeting minutes and the August 25th, 2025 City Council work session minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion is made by Frank Banker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is that Anders? Yes. Okay, I heard you over here. That's kind of cool. All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the consent agenda passes. All right, now we are on to item 11, the regular agenda. This is for consideration of the application from Tim Hollick to move from alternate member to full member of the Citizens Advisory Committee. Is Mr. Hollick here?
I am.
All right, welcome. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Hollick. I live on 322 Belle Isle. I've been here a resident of the city of Bel Air Beach for about 3.5 years, working full-time in the area, and just looking to see what I can do to help out here in the city. I really enjoy it.
Nice to meet you again.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Hollick before we go to citizen comments? No? All right, well, I guess you're off the hook on that one. Thank you very much. Would any citizen like to comment on this appointment? All right, seeing as we have none, citizen comments are now closed. Council, I need a motion to approve Tim Hollick as a full member of the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Motion.
Motion is made by Frank Baker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Who was that?
Jody,
Oh, hi, Jody. All right.
I'm gonna move around.
With a better microphone also. All right, Mr. Baker, you have the floor.
Never deny a volunteer.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any other comments? No? All right, in that case, Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Frank Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Kimberly Shaw Elliott,
Yes.
Councilmember Todd Harper,
Yes.
Councilmember Jody Shirley,
Aye.
Councilmember Anders Wellings,
Yes.
Mayor Dave Gaddis.
Aye, and that makes it unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Hollick. Thank you for serving our city. We appreciate you not only being here tonight, but for all you do for our community. Thank you. All right, we are on to item 12. This is consideration of resolution 2025-07. Zoe, would you please read the resolution and give a brief explanation?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Excuse me. Resolution 2025-07, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, authorizing signatures which are to appear for all city check and draft writing and instructing any financial institution to accept any certified copy of this resolution as evidence of legal authority over city financial accounts, resolving conflicts herewith, and establishing an effective date. In summary, this resolution updates those individuals authorized to sign checks and drafts payable by the city following changes in city council membership and the appointment of the new city clerk since last year, 2024.
Thank you very much. All right, would any citizen like to comment on this resolution? All right, citizen comments are now closed. Council, I need a motion to approve resolution 2025-07, authorizing signatures which are to appear for all city check and draft writing. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, I believe that was Elliot. No, it was down here. Yeah, I'm hearing everything over here for some reason. All right, Shirley and Harper. Jody, you have the floor.
Yeah, just as a housekeeping item, I think it is taken that, so that's it.
Makes sense to me. Would anyone else like to comment? No? All right. In that case, Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Frank Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Kimberly Shaw Elliott,
Yes.
Councilmember Todd Harper,
Yes.
Councilmember Jody Shirley,
Aye.
Councilmember Anders Wellings,
Yes.
Mayor Dave Gaddis.
Yes. So resolution 2025-07 passes unanimously. All right. We are on to item number 13. This is consideration of resolution 2025-08. Zoe, you are up again.
Resolution 2025-08, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, establishing the final ad valorem millage rate for the fiscal year 2025 through 2026 for the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida at 2.0394 mils and establishing an effective date. This resolution conforms to statutory requirements to set ad valorem millage rate for the city. The resolution will not be adopted tonight. This is a first public hearing to accept the proposed millage rate, and the final reading is scheduled for September 15, 2025.
All right, thank you very much. Would any citizen like to comment on this resolution? All right, it's back to the council now. Council, I need a motion to approve Resolution 2025-08, establishing the final ad valorem millage rate at 2.0394 mils for the fiscal year 2025-2026, with the understanding that we must vote on this again on the 15th of this month. Motion is made by Todd Harper. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wellings. Mr. Harper, you have the floor.
The council and the city have put an awful lot of effort into this budget, and the idea of maintaining a steady state millage rate is very important. What the council has proposed is a balanced budget based on existing millage rates and the ability to move forward with our standard operating procedure.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harper. Would anyone else like to comment on this resolution?
Yes. I live in Bel Air Beach, like everyone else here, but I live between 1st and 19th Street, where we have 3 beach accesses. I moved here to get to the beach. That's the only reason I moved here. I could have bought a home in Largo, or Bel Air Plus, which my tax millage rates and everything like that would be a lot cheaper. But I don't have the same access to the beach as people from 20th Street down. See, I get locked out. Last night, I was told 8:30 at night, I got locked out. People were locked out. So I think the people from 1st and 19th Street should get a reduction in their taxes, or their millage rates. And I spoke to one of the deputies today, and he told me clearly they've been instructed to lock the gates right after sunset and not reopen them until at least 6 a.m. So, sunset gets shorter up until what, December 20th? So we will have less than 10 hours a day sometimes to get to the beach. Meanwhile, if I lived at 20th Street, I could go to the beach at 21st Street on down and not have a problem. So I cannot support this budget or this millage rate.
All right, thank you for your comment. Does anyone else have a comment or would like to speak? No? All right, Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Frank Banger,
No.
Councilmember Kimberly Shaw Elliott,
Yes.
Councilmember Todd Harper,
Yes.
Councilmember Jody Shirley,
Aye.
Councilmember Anders Wellings,
Yes.
Mayor Dave Gaddis.
Aye. So the resolution passes 5-1. All right, and we will do another reading of this on the 15th, but I am obligated to read this. The proposed millage rate of 2.0394 mils, which is higher than the rolled back rate by 1.29%, is to fund the expenses of the general fund for the fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026. The final approved millage rate for the city of Bel Air Beach will be presented at a second and final public hearing that will be held on Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 5:05 p.m. All right, so now we are on to item number 14. This is consideration of resolution 2025-09.
Resolution 2025-09, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, making appropriations for certain expenditures, expenses, capital improvements, and certain indebtedness of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025, and ending September 30th, 2026, and establishing an effective date. Similar to the last item, this is necessary to establish the city budget for fiscal year 2025 through 2026. And again, this is a first public hearing. The actual resolution will not be formally adopted and finalized tonight, but it will carry on through September 15th, 2025.
Thank you very much. Would any citizen like to comment on this resolution? All right, seeing as we have no takers, Council, I'm going to need a motion to approve Resolution 2025-09, making appropriations for certain expenditures, expenses, capital improvements, and certain indebtedness of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Jody? All right. Thank you very much. Councilmember Shirley, do I have a second? right, second by Councilmember Harper. Councilmember Shirley, you have the floor.
We've gone over this for the last 3 months. We've spent a lot of time planning. We've had our advisory committee go through it. They have a team of financial experts that have made recommendations. And I think that we're at a point where it's time to pass it.
All right, thank you for that comment. Other comments? Yes?
Same comment as before, until we receive equal protection of the entire city, I can't vote for it.
All right, thank you. Any other comments from the council? All right, Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Frank Baker,
No.
Councilmember Kimberly Shaw Elliott,
Yes.
Councilmember Todd Harper,
Yes.
Councilmember Jody Shirley,
Aye.
Councilmember Anders Wellings,
Yes.
Mayor Dave Gaddis.
Aye. So resolution 2025-08 passes this round 5-1. I am obligated to read this. The final approved budget for fiscal year 2025 and 2026 for the city of Bel Air Beach will be presented at a second and final public hearing that will be held at the community center on Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 5:05 p.m. All right, thank you for that. And now we are on to unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? Not seeing any. All right, next we're up to city council comments. We begin tonight with Councilmember Wellings.
Actually, I don't know any comments.
All right. Next up is Councilmember Harper.
My only real comments are as we are continuing to recover from the storms of last season, just keep vigilance as we move into the next storm season. Stock up your water, stock up your batteries, just be prepared and be aware. But also as a resident, be prepared and be aware that you have an emergency pass opportunity. So make sure you register with your city if you need access to the island if the storm emergency happens.
Definitely. All right, Councilmember Elliott.
With storm season, we are also at the beginning of what is predicted to be a very tough COVID and flu season. So the new vaccines are out. I encourage everyone to get them and use them in accordance with your views and your physician's recommendations. So good luck to all.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Shirley.
I just want to thank Tim for stepping up. Appreciate your help. We certainly need some experts in the financial world. You'll be a good addition to the committee. Thank you. And Kyle, thanks for everything you're doing. I know we've had some tough times with some staff and that sort of thing. If you need support or anything, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us for some advice or assistance. And that's really it. I just think have a great week, and I guess we'll be back here next week to vote on the budget.
All right, thank you. All right, Councilmember Bankert, you're up.
Well, I noted in previous council sessions, I've been having many discussions with Elevate Florida this year. Actually, I had nearly a 1.5-hour meeting with top officials and 6 others in July this year. Briefly, it was noted at that meeting that Elevate Florida sought to lift between 2,500 and 3,000 homes in 2025 and 2026. It was further noted that $400 million was given from the Fed for this, and another $250 million in various counties throughout Florida, or about $650 million in funding. To note, Pinellas County provided no funding. I asked what was the criteria to be eligible for, and one was repetitive flooding of the home. I asked total history of the home. They said at this time they're only looking at the past 10 years. I further asked, what about flood zones? Was told that will surely be addressed along with a 5-year elevation cert per applicant. I know that elevations don't change unless you have performed a letter of map review amendment, simply increasing the land height. I was asked, should I inform my constituents to get a new elevation cert if it's over 5 years old? I was told, no, don't do that. If you're approved, they will do it, including the cost to elevate your home. It was also noted that all applicants in Elevate Florida would receive a notice of their status of application in August. And that seemed to happen, and most were denied. I then asked, after the denials came in, How many were approved out of the nearly 12,000 applied? And what was the budget for Elevate Florida and any vendors doing just the clerical work? While my request went silent for weeks, I did a right-to-know request with that to the director earlier late last month. In that response, 298 out of 12,000 have been approved to go forward. They also noted still looking at others to be elevated. So if you take the 298 and double it, it'll come up with 600. And just use the $600 million, keep $50 million for clerical purposes. You're now putting $1 million per home to lift. An average home, 2,200 to 2,500 square feet, costs about $350,000 to lift. And that's turnkey. That's taking the garage, turning it into another room, closing the bottom of the house and everything. So my question is, where is the other $650,000 going? And was this just another scam by the government, this Elevate Florida, and was it a better action by when you went to your county or your city or your town, addressed an applicant to FEMA for grant money to go forward? That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. All right, just to let everyone know that I watched a presentation today from attorney Jamie Allen Cole. He is the attorney who is, he spearheaded the Form 6 lawsuit, he got that stopped, and he's also spearheading this SB 180, combating it. I saw in the news this morning that the timing was sort of ironic. I saw that Manatee County, which I was not aware that counties were under the same restrictions, that's just how overreaching that this bill is, that Manatee County signed on to join his lawsuit. Shortly after his presentation was over, a gentleman, I think his name is Matt Singer, he did a presentation from the Florida League of Cities, and he said that the authors of SB 180 have both admitted that they may have made some mistakes, and they're going to look into walking it back some. I don't think that they would walk it all back, but whenever you are imposing a law that makes you retroactively go backwards and remove, there's no grandfathering. They're actually forcing municipalities to go backwards and change things. So in our case, I think right now the only thing that we've done under the guidance of Randy at the time was he urged us not to make any more restrictive changes. So we're not impacted by it. But had we made that one simple change, this is just how ridiculous it is, had we been allowed to go back and make that one simple change where we don't allow something that floats in your yard, such as pine bark, because we know it clogs up drains and causes flooding, we would now be required to walk it back. And the way that it works is if any homeowner decides to challenge us on it, it's a win for that person because they don't have to reimburse anything. If they bring frivolous lawsuits and cost us money, there's no reimbursement for us if they think that it's whether it's legitimate or not, the way that the law is written right now. Zoe, do you have anything to add about this?
I don't have anything currently to add other than what you mentioned, Mr. Mayor, but I'm happy to look into anything that council would like to say.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't know if it was a hot topic for you or not, but it is very unfair what they're doing, and it is probably the way that Mr. Cole described it was it is the biggest infraction against our home rule since like the 80s. So I'm hoping that they will realize their error and let us get on with the business of trying to improve our city. instead of tying our hands, because as it stands right now, I don't think that we can make anything more restrictive in the community up until like maybe 2029. And it was bad enough just waiting on the after effects of Irma, but now it's even worse. So, and there's other things also that the bill did, which it just basically handed over a bunch of non-restrictions to developers to build as they please without really any challenges. Again, I'm constantly griping about Tallahassee, and this is just another reason. These people are supposed to be our friends, and I'm just not seeing it right now. So that's my comments. Other than that, I can't believe we did it under an hour. I'm proud of this group. That's because we did our homework in advance and we had work sessions. So thank you for all that. And if someone would like to entertain a motion, I knew that was coming. Who would like to make a second?
Second.
All right. What are we even doing a motion for, Mr. Baker?
To adjourn.
Okay. Well, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Good night, everyone.